Welcome back to Mooney Eni's Cooking School. It's summertime here, it's salmon season, and we have a beautiful whole cut of fresh wild salmon that we're going to be roasting in the oven today. A really common question that we get from clients is how to roast an entire side of fish in order to feed a crowd. During the summer, a lot of people like to serve fish for a crowd and to serve it when they're entertaining. So we're going to show you the basics of how to roast a whole side of salmon today with salt and olive oil today, and then later on we'll be finishing with a really good sorrel sauce. So when you get the salmon started, I just have a roasting pan here that we rubbed a little bit of olive oil on the bottom just to prevent the skin from sticking. I'm going to pour a little bit of olive oil, just a nice little drizzle over the top. And you don't need a ton because the salmon's going to render some of its own fat as well. So go ahead and rub it all over the side. And I have the tail tucked in the bottom. If you have a really large piece that maybe doesn't fit in your pan, or if you have a piece that just naturally kind of tapers off at the end, this is a really good way to ensure that it cooks evenly. And then I just have some kosher salt here. And then our oven is at a roasting environment. Total cook time on this is going to be around 16 to 18 minutes. Halfway through that cook time, I'm going to rotate the pan. So I'll show you what that looks like, but we want each side of this fish to get even exposure to the coal bed. So about 8 minutes in, we're going to rotate the pan. Again, we'll show you what it looks like, but that's a very important thing to remember when you're cooking a side of fish. So I'm just going to put it right into the oven and leave it there for about 8 minutes. So it's been about 8 minutes, and now I'm going to rotate my pan so that the opposite side gets equal exposure to the fire. And I want to just show you what that looks like. It's super simple and quick. So we've got some beautiful color on this, starting to lightly brown. And see how I'm just rotating it. The opposite side is going to get even browning. The fish will cook really evenly, and we'll check on it again in about 8 minutes. So it's been about 8 more minutes, and our salmon is fully cooked. I'm going to now pull it forward, and we're going to let it rest for about 5 minutes. So you can hear it sizzling quite a bit. You've got some beautiful color on it. Smells amazing in here. So now we're going to let it rest for about 5 minutes. So it's been about 5 minutes since our salmon has been resting, and we're getting ready to serve now. So salmon is really good when you have a really good fresh wild cut like this. It's delicious with just salt and pepper. You can feel free to mess around with the different flavorings. Use a roasted corn salsa to top it with. You can do Asian style sauces over the top, which is absolutely delicious. Today we're going to be going for a French sorrel sauce, and the most important ingredient is sorrel. We really like making this one because we grow sorrel out in our garden. It's a perennial for those of you who have never heard of it before. It grows year-round through really harsh winters, hot summers, and we have a really big abundance of it here. So when you cook with it, it actually gives off a really good citrusy, tangy flavor. We pair it with some shallots and creme fraiche, vermouth, white wine, and it makes this really, really beautiful sauce that pairs amazing with salmon and any fish. We also like to do it with potatoes is a really good side to serve sorrel with, and asparagus. It's one of my favorite dishes here. I've been making it since I started, and I've told so many friends about it as well. So we're just going to go ahead and cut a side off, or a little piece off. And you can see this would feed quite a big crowd. It also makes great leftovers though too. So now we've got our sauce ready, and you just spoon it right over the top. and enjoy.